この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for yet another season of Natsume Yuujinchou. We are on Natsume Yuujinchou Roku. Last week we finished off Natsume Yuujinchou Go and it was lovely. Of course, we had a couple of sort of sidey episodes after the actual finale, which was episode 11, but all really fun and all focused around Natsume and friends who are both yokai and humans and also his family, and so it was just, lovely. Now we've got a new season. That means new OP, new ED, new set of stories, and potentially other stuff. I don't know. Okay, cool. There's not that much to talk about here at the beginning because we're jumping on into a new season. Let's just go for it and see how we feel about it. I've got episode 1 of Natsume Yuujinchou Roku up and ready to go. It is sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you'd like to sync up your own copy of the episode with the timer-based version on YouTube, you're welcome to do that. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you right now. Let's go. Hey. Ooh. Ooh. There's something neat going on with the style. This is very different. Oh, hi. Things I want are beyond my reach. The lighting change is immense. I wonder if that will be consistent throughout the episode itself. Lots of Reiko. Ah, present and past. Hmm. The lighting. Color me colorful and also excited. All right, a little bit of that lighting style. All right, we're back to classy episode 1. Most definitely. Hello. Oh, we are running from something. Or towards something. Sounds like Nyako. Of course she did. What do you mean, just? Just the best? Fuck you! Drums? Oh. Is this Yomu or Yokai stuck in there? Looks stuck in there. Hey, buddy. He's trying to get it off. I would assume. What? Otto. Hi. Shit. I mean, very suspicious. Okay, he just got a pot stuck on his head. What a very cat-like thing to do. Now that you've said that, I'm suspicious. Exactly. 100% with you on that one, Nyanko. Okay. Hi. He'll get you some dumplings or something. You'll be fine. Hey! Wow. Perfect head shape for getting stuck. Okay. The Days Eater? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm already young. I don't... Wait. Yeah. Hey, what? Can we show Natsume real quick? Okay, we are staying away from showing Natsume right now. Oh my god, it already happened. Oh! Wait, he doesn't... He fully doesn't know? Oh, that's much worse. Pretty accurate. This is the most insane starting episode. What? No! Oh, he's... No. He's never been here. It's like 8 or 9, 10 years ago. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Brilliant. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, can we rephrase that, please? How can you go home and talk to Toko? That's a bad idea. I mean, they would, but you'd have to do some splaining. Right. Yeah, you should probably not lie to him. Oh, there's a move. That's a move. Oh, no. Maybe not. You were speaking to Notori... Not terribly useful. Who can you go to? I think you have to deal with this, Nyanko. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You're trying not to impose. I understand. Oh, hi. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hugging time. Uh-oh. Well. Eh? Hello. Ah. Oh, come on. This is the most ridiculous thing. I love it. Oh, little guy? Little buddy. Away so that I'm not imposing on anybody? Yes. Natsume no Yuujin da yo. Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit, Kid Natsume gets... Wait, what? Yeah? Taki, can you be Natsume's new mom? I somewhat just started shipping Tanuma and Taki for a moment. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. Taki-sama. Tanuma-sama. Oh, great layering. Hmm. So he's remembering bits and pieces. Yeah, I do things. Holy crap, that hurts. And they get to learn how he was as a kid. You should believe that. Well, Nyanko is so much more animated. Okay. For how long? Sure, to extend their lives. That lack of understanding between the boundaries of okay. Maybe. Oh boy. Yeah. Where's the book? Oh. Cause he's your homie. Also that. Okay. That's what I've been waiting for. Hmm. Floop, floop. Hmm. Hmm. There wasn't anywhere to go. Then you need to adopt him. Hope so. No, you could do something. I don't know what, but you could try to do something. Okay. Ah. Help in the way that you can. Sensei always comes back hungry. God, it's so cute. Mm-hmm. What the hell? You need to find, like, Hinoe or somebody. that might not stop. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. But do not get your head stuck in that pot, you fucking idiot. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Good. Yare yare daze. Ooh, new eye catch. That's cute. Aw. Whoa. Oh, do not point the knife. Yeah, do not point the knife to. Okay. Ah, yeah. Sure. Sure. Anything else in there? Yeah. How did you? Ooh. Well. Yes. Yep. Even if it seems fully impossible for you to have friends. Holy macaroni. Fuck that. Still protect her. No. Oh no. But the seed of doubt is planted. He's in league with them. Ah. Doubt yokai? Can we get this away, please? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, that's just a suit of armor. Oh god. Oh no. Everything's bad. It's all bad. Everything's bad. Not outside. Okay. Let's go make some curry. We are real. Ah, the fish. He knows. He knows. Remember. Better? Ooh. uh. Wow, he reveals that to them. Let's go get some food going. Got some snacks? Fuck. They were all going to. That's why you were going out in the first place. Your real home now, yes. That's life. Fully. No hesitation. No. It just seems that impossible. Gah. Don't. No, it won't be. Yes, it would, and it is. Yes. Maybe? What the fuck is this episode? But I gave him a gift. That lack of understanding between barriers, yeah. Natsume just wants to be where he's at right now. You will wake up as yourself, eh? Whoa. Sure. Duh. Stop. God fucking shit. Oh, fuck you, Nyanko. Oh, that's more comforting to you, Natsume? Harder to believe that you have friends, huh? Oh my god. Full Natsume. He's back. We back. We back. Hit me with that ED. What an episode! Ooh. Oh my goodness, what a freaking episode. What an idea for an episode. I mean, I don't know if it was an idea for an episode or for like the start of a volume or a story that was actually in the manga or what, but who cares? I don't care. I, what? Amazing. Amazing. Okay. This is gonna take some time to go through. I want to first off figure out who episode directed. I'm going to assume that it was probably Omori, but I need to look it up. So give me a sec to put some things together. Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. This episode was both storyboarded and directed by Kotomi Deai. I don't know how to say that last name. Deai. Who has done direction and storyboard and stuff for the previous season as well. And is listed as the director for the thing, not the chief director, who is still Omori, but the other director, who is less chief but still director. Hard to wrap my head around that one, but that's okay. Wow. This episode is kind of stunning in the way that it alters a lot of things. I mean, just taking young Natsume and putting him in the situation of older Natsume is a fantastic inversion of what we normally get from Natsume Yuujinchou. What we normally get is like older Natsume coming and like growing past his reluctances and fears and doubts of self and doubts of others and doubts of yokai and doubts of everything in the world, and his internalized self-hatred and all of the other things and all the other things that are Natsume, and him as a near adult growing through those. When we take all of those memories away and insert young Natsume without his memories, without his new viewpoint on the world, without his acceptance of friends, we get contrast. We get something that we forget as the series goes on, which is that Natsume is broken. He is a broken child who is becoming very gradually unbroken by fitting together friends and family and the things that are missing from him. But by turning him back into a child with the memories of himself as a child, finding himself in a strange place where people are nice to him and actually mean it, and him being able to doubt those things and doubt their intentions, we get this dramatic contrast between who he was before and who he is now, right? If it had just been young Natsume body, but old Natsume's mind, then this episode would have very little tension or stakes or doubt in it. He would just be like, oh, hi, Taki and Tanuma. We got to figure this thing out. And we would do a normal Natsume needs to figure something out about yokai. But we don't get that. Natsume doesn't get to be the protagonist of this episode. Natsume gets to be the problem in this episode. He doesn't know what to do. He has no ability to like figure out what's going on around him. He needs more than his adult self or near adult self has ever needed. He needs other people to rely on. And he is a child who has never been able to rely on anybody. And so he says no at every opportunity when his friends, who we know are his friends, we as the audience know what Natsume does not. We know they are his friends, go out of their way to help him, and he doubts them and thinks that they are maybe scary. And when yokai come up and try to insert doubts into his mind, it works, and he freaks the fuck out because he doesn't know who to believe. That is amazing. That is amazing. This is a brilliant idea for a first episode. All but one of our first episodes for Natsume Yuujinchou have followed a very distinct format, which is Natsume as adult running from yokai. Something happens with yokai, we go and we fix it, generally with the Book of Friends. The Book of Friends is not used in this first episode. It is used in almost every first episode, and it is not in this one because there's no yokai to release. There's no tie down. Oh. And then we get things like young Natsume being like, Toko, these Fujiwara people, they don't hate me? How is that possible? His real life at present, to his younger self, is a fairy tale dream world. It is impossible. He has friends with whom he goes fishing and like hangs out and sees flowers with them, and friends that his adult self has trusted enough to tell them that he can see yokai. His greatest secret, that is the thing that colors his entire life bad, is something that he has shared with these people and they know it. I'm just raving at this point. This episode is so freaking stellar. Just the core idea of the episode. Natsume gets to experience his current life from the perspective, from the viewpoint of his younger self. Ah, and there's so much more in this episode that reintroduces the world of Natsume, right? Like, this is an episode that would have come out a year after the previous season, I think. I think a year. Yeah, a little bit less than a year after Go finished airing. This is when this comes out. So we've got an episode 1. And I'll generally say that episodes 1 of Natsume Yuujinchou are generally really good at introducing or reintroducing the world stakes, setting, and like ideas of Natsume Yuujinchou. This one goes so far above and beyond, and we need to go through the entire episode to actually talk about like how it does that. I think the core things that I want to hit on are: we are fully introduced to who Natsume is and who Natsume was. Crucial. We are introduced to his friends and his family and the other people that he has relationships with. Natori, the fact that he has Nishimura and Kitamoto as friends and they go fishing sometimes. These are all things that are mentioned in passing. Toko and Shigeru exist and love him, but it's scary and hard to keep that a secret, the reality of his life a secret from them. He has friends who do know his secret. He has Nyanko, who is his bodyguard and also his friend, and is reluctant to admit that he's his friend and has kind of a contentious relationship with him, sometimes doubts and sometimes considers the idea of taking the Book of Friends if he gets the opportunity, but never does because he cares more about Natsume than that. Is willing and able to lie to Natsume about stuff like, oh, yes, I saved your life and now you owe me everything. Because he's Nyanko. That's how he is. But at core, he's good. He's a little trickstery, but he's good. But then there are other, like, more ephemeral things that are introduced over the course of this episode that you just catch naturally. Like, you don't really recognize them, but your brain does. What is the core conflict in this episode? Like, really, it's that the Days Eater does what the Days Eater does. He makes people younger and makes things younger, makes things renewed as thanks, right? That's how he functions. That's how the Days Eater works. You do something nice for the Days Eater makes something renewed. In this case, that means making Natsume a kid. The Days Eater has no ability to comprehend how weird it is for a human to go from being one age to being another, because the Days Eater is a yokai and works on a specific set of principles that don't take any of that stuff into account. There's a dramatic like lack of comprehension between yokai on one side of the boundary of like mysterious and reality, and humans on the other side. So what is the result? Like, what results in most of the conflicts over the course of Natsume Yuujinchou? Precisely that. Yokai acting the way that yokai act because they are what they are. A protector yokai of a shrine is going to protect the shrine. A lying yokai of lies is going to lie. A yokai who makes things younger is going to make something younger and assume that it is a gift without comprehending why it might not be. Is that an evil act by this yokai? Is it malicious in some way? No, it's just acting as it does. And there are malicious yokai who will attempt to get inside your head and make you doubt things and make you come to them and attempt to steal your soul or eat you or whatever those yokai at the window wanted. There are malicious yokai out there, and they're fucking scary. But not every interaction that you have with one is malicious. Ah, it's so smart. It's so smart. I like this episode a lot. Okay, let's talk about the OP. It's really pretty. The just overall lighting choices throughout this OP are freaking gorgeous. Everything has this sort of radiant glow to it. Nyanko's movement is fantastic. The whole, like, it's much lighter feeling than previous OPs, even though it focuses quite a bit on young Natsume and older Natsume and the differences between them visually over the course of the OP. The way that we've got angel rays covering everything is, I think, gorgeous throughout this thing, and the choice to make a lot of the line work flow like radiantly makes everything tie together. Like, the line work around Natsume goes off into like almost overexposure stuff. God, it's such a pretty OP. God, the art is amazing. Also, the water that is in all of the OP is really pretty. The one thing that I'll say is maybe a little bit annoying, and I was hoping wouldn't show up in the rest of the episode, and didn't, so I'm quite glad of that, is that almost every scene in the OP has pretty significant lens flare going on. Like, there's this lens flare that passes by. You can see it on the bridge right under Nyanko. And, you know, there's bits of brightness and stuff here. But, you know, that's emblematic of Natsume's current world. Natsume looks, sees, and recognizes his previous self, his own pain, right? Like, reading this particular scene, Natsume in ethereal world on a path sees and recognizes his previous younger self and sees it, turns away toward a further path, right? Simple, but beautiful. Reiko exists. The water is gorgeous. It's kind of insanely gorgeous. It's really pretty. This scene is, I find, really impressive. The way that Nyanko moves in 3D space, and the lighting and the dappling of light seems right, is just gorgeous. Little shrines, little Nyanko, and then there are scenes like this. I do wonder what this little moment is, because Nyanko shows shock in this little moment, looking down at this little shrine and the flower that's there. This is gorgeous, and I assume is heavily based on the art style of the author, but just beautiful and watercolory. Really love this sequence. And then we cut into the more normal style of the anime itself, as is this scene, with the, like, splotches of paint that create lighting and stuff. This is just beautiful. I think that the art here is just gorgeous. Like, wow. Just wowzers. And also, it'll become my own beautiful my own beautiful flower. I won't hesitate to make it bloom. 2 little dandelion seeds floating off in the wind fade over to Natsume and Nyanko, carried by the wind. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, I love it. So, bit of a reversal. We get our very classic Natsume speech at the beginning. I've seen yokai since I was little. That's what they are. They're weird. And we're running, but we're not running from something. We're running to something. And that's a pretty distinct difference. Nyanko ate all the dumplings that they meant for their guests to come over. Taki and Tanamo were heading that direction. Nyanko ate them because that's how Nyanko does when food is around. And we also introduce Toko, somebody in his life who bought him things because they were good and means well toward him. Really efficient storytelling. And also, who are those guests that are coming over? Well, it's that Tanama kid and that Taki girl, those people who we know. Oh, very cool. Hope the store still hears something, or still has some. Donk. Donk, donk. Wonder what that is. Let's go investigate. Okay, it's weird. Let's leave that be. Never mind. Bye-bye. And then the noises change. And then it's behind us, and it just wants help with taking the pot off. And Natsume is suspicious. He knows enough to be suspicious of any yokai. This yokai being partly in a pot, maybe it was sealed away and maybe it's trying to get free. But it doesn't seem to be lying, and Nyanko's like, there's no spell on that pot. This guy's just an idiot who got his head stuck in a pot. So what does Natsume do? Well, he acts in character. Somebody asks Natsume for help, and Takashi Natsume is like, yes, I will help you. As long as helping you, like, probably won't hurt me, probably won't hurt my friends, sure. If you try anything, Nyanko will deal with it. There's also an element of trust in Nyanko there, right? Like, if you do try anything, you're gonna deal with the raccoon dog, the tanuki, tanuki bakemono. Fantastic. And of course, this yokai has the perfect shape of head to stick its head into that pot. Hi, I would like to repay you by eating your days and restoring your youth. Everybody wants that, right? Humans live such short lives. Of course, a human would want to be younger. Why wouldn't it? Apparently, there are also lots of shamans who are searching out this yokai to try and become younger, right? So it's probably had experiences with humans where humans have come up to it and been like, take away my age so I can live forever. So it thinks that's a good idea, but it doesn't understand what that means. And it definitely doesn't understand that some people have painful pasts and that reinserting them into those painful pasts might not be fun for them. So it does the thing, and off it goes. And we very distinctly, like, from this shot, we stop showing Natsume for a little while. We show the Days Eater, we show Nyanko, we show some other stuff. Oh, shit. Natsume's a little kid. But he's not just physically a little kid. He's himself as a child, and he has no memories of any of this stuff. And he is immediately suspicious of everyone. Why wouldn't he be? Everyone is worthy of suspicion to young Natsume. How different he is from the Natsume that we just saw before. Wow. No memories, no knowledge. So what does Nyanko do? Well, Nyanko acts in character. I am your overlord. Of course you are, Nyanko. Of course you are. Also, the whole animation for this sequence and the voice actor goes so off, and it's wonderful. We're going home so that we can figure this stuff out. But will they be okay with that? Well, they would, but you'd have to explain it, and that would be very difficult, and also Natsume would be very pissed if you explained any of anything to the Fujiwaras because he desperately wants to keep that secret so that it doesn't harm that stuff. A little shade of the younger Nyanko. Why don't we take him to Notori? Oh, right, because he probably has no idea how to deal with a child. That makes sense. I don't think he'd be of much help, blah, blah, blah. I also love how the Notori in Nyanko's mind as he's imagining this actually quips back and forth with Nyanko. Like, why are you being so rude? Come on, haha, haha. Also, the Chukyu, bad idea. Everybody, bad idea. And what does young Natsume do? Well, young Natsume never relies on anybody because he can't trust anybody. And he can't tell anybody about anything. I'll figure things out on my own. No need to go out of your way, weird raccoon dog creature who's talking to me and seems to know me and says that we're friends. No need for you to go out of your way. I got this. I definitely don't got this. I'm definitely terrified, but I'm going to say that anyway because, gosh, oh golly, if other people are, like, invested in me, then they're going to get hurt, as they always do whenever they get near me. So I gotta go. I gotta leave. I gotta leave now. I can't stay with a yokai that I don't know. And some friends appear. Hi. Little sequence of them not realizing who Natsume is, and then we realize who Natsume is, and why are you running away? Because that's who you are. So, framing, Natsume standing in shadow, them being in the light. Pretty on the nose, but who cares? It works. We're your friends. That's an impossibility, right? Like, what do you mean friends? I don't have friends. I will never have friends. This is how I'm going to be forever. I'm never going to connect to anybody. This is impossible. This is a weird dream. This is a fairy tale. There's no way. But there is. And we as the audience know that. So it's fully just like, ah, oh God, it hurts. It hurts right in the heart. Oh boy. He doesn't believe. Things that we have seen him over time come to believe, right? Like in first episodes of Natsume Yuujinchou, he wouldn't have believed that Taki and Tanama could be his friends, let alone that they could know his biggest secret. No chance that he would buy that. But we've seen him grow into it, so losing that is huge and painful for us as an audience, but also amazing as a setup for that changing. You might be scared, but we know that you can see yokai. You've told us. And we get this look of shock on the face of young Natsume. What? You know my scariest secret. Does that mean that he should trust them? Well, what if they're creepy yokai who know that he can see yokai because they're yokai pretending to be people? Everything can be doubted. Everything can be feared. Damn. We go from an abused, neglected child with difficulty fitting in, who has, over the course of 6 seasons, grown into somebody who can just barely fit in and has worked really hard to make that happen and has built friendships and relationships that allow that. And we cut all of that away and we just have the abused, neglected child who doesn't know who to trust. We cut straight to the core of who Natsume used to be. And that core person is still inside him, still fears, still doubts. So this recolors all of his interactions with Tanama and Taki. This grants them greater understanding of who Natsume is and where he came from, understanding that he might not have shared with them ever and hasn't shared a lot of with them. That's amazing. That's amazing. Ah! We are close enough for you to tell us that. So he goes with them. And they begin pointing out bits and pieces of their town. This living place that has been the setting for our show for so long. And they're all bits and pieces that we've seen in previous episodes. The field of flowers, Tanama's house, the temple. Little things like his unwillingness to avoid using honorifics and to actually treat them as friends make every bit of sense. And their willingness to be like, you could call us whatever you want. It's all good. You can call us San if you want to. No worries. Totally fine. And over the course of this episode, we will get to some moments that make me ship Taki and Tanama, which I'm kind of down for. I kind of like that it works. It makes all the sense. Yeah, lots of lotus flowers bloom. All these ideas. If you follow that path between the fields, you'll come to a river where we go fishing with Nishimura and the gang. I have the gang? I have friends? Impossible. A festival? Fishing? Friends? It's a fairy tale. This is a beautiful dream that cannot be true. No, it is true. Bullshit. It can't be. I know myself. I would never have friends. How could I ever let anybody in? How could I grow to be this kind of a person? I couldn't. But you have. This speaks to people who feel more like young Natsume than they do like older Natsume, because it reiterates something that we maybe forget over the course of the series once we start seeing Natsume with friends and seeing him interact with them. He didn't believe any of that stuff was possible, and that's a very common feeling when you are depressed or neglected or ostracized or feel disconnected from the world. That feeling of, this is forever, this is who I am, this is how the world is, and it will never change, is a deep-seated and terrifying emotion. So we see this kid who believes that wholeheartedly and is faced with the truth, which is that he can change. And that's such an absurd, like, thing to realize. Absurd and beautiful. Everything's weird. I don't understand it. I'm really in high school, but I can't believe it. It's impossible. All right, so Nyanko figures out, and he knows what it is. It's the Days Eater. It does old things and makes them new because that's what he does. Doesn't understand what he's doing necessarily, but is doing it. And Natsume helped him and got thanked. Whoops. We gotta go ask him to turn Natsume back to normal. Cool. Then I have to go back to where I was. I'm leaving now. I want to see for myself. Lack of trust, right? Lack of trust. And no, we'll go with you. Oh wait, you guys are useless. It has to be Nyanko. Nyanko gets to be the protagonist of this episode in a way that isn't like, oh, this is a one-off Nyanko episode where Nyanko goes and like meets some stuff and does some things that are only Nyanko focused. No, it's all tied in. Brilliant. Brilliant. This entire episode is focused not on Natsume, but on the network that Natsume has constructed over the course of 5 previous seasons, and how powerful and how valuable that thing is. Because if this had been the storyline of episode 1 of season 1, Natsume would be fucked. Completely fucked. He would have nowhere to go, no one to talk to, no idea what happened. And he would just, like, what would even happen to him if that were the case? I have no idea. And of course, Nyanko phrases things as though like, oh no, this is all for me. It's all for me. And I love the way that Nyanko runs. He's kind of like a little rabbit cat. And bloop, 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 bloop. He's such a goober. I love it. So, now you get to stay in a house with some people that you don't necessarily trust. And they are trustworthy, and we know that, but you're not going to trust them because you're broken. Okay, we do get like this shot and many other shots that frame Tanama and Taki together and make them feel very much like they are a young married couple, and I am kind of down for that. I didn't think I would be, but now I am. I actually really like that as an option. Never gonna happen. It's not the way the story goes. It's not what our world is about, but I do like it. If we hadn't run into them, where would Sensei have taken Natsume? I don't know. All these questions, all of these doubts, and then trust and faith. There isn't much we can do. So, let's make some curry. We can do something. There's a lot we can't do. There's a lot we're limited by. But let's make some food. And let's involve Natsume with us. The one I covered. And Nyanko goes off adventuring. I love these backgrounds. They're gorgeous. All of the background art over the course of this episode is really pretty. Differently pretty than it has been before, and I like it. Please stay away. Stay away. Oh. And then we have this little moment. This is a pretty interesting moment, isn't it? Oh, right. If I want it, the Book of Friends is mine. I never have to give it back. Haha, that makes me feel a little better. And then immediately notices the pot, and without arguing against that justification in any way, without being like, I guess I'll just go after the yokai instead, he does. So, what do we judge Nyanko by? By what he says or how he acts? Well, by how he acts. What is his action? To immediately go and put in the effort and try to save Natsume, because he cares more about Natsume than he cares about the Book of Friends. Interesting. As usual, a lot of these first episodes give us some way that Natsume could, or that Nyanko could take the Book of Friends if he wanted to, and thus reaffirms our trust in him, because he never does it, even though he easily could. Very interesting. So he finds the thing, gets the scent, good to go. And we get a cute sequence of cooking montage and Taki crying because of onions. This is genuinely terrifying. You do not point knives towards yourself. Also, please use a peeler when you're peeling foods. It works better and also is less likely to cut you, generally. Peelers can cut the fuck out of you, but I have a scar on one of my fingers from a peeler that I slipped while peeling. I feel like it was a sweet potato, probably. Definitely have a large scar on one of my fingers from that, but, like, much better than a knife pointed at you that you were cutting towards yourself. I had bad times. Not a very good job peeling, but it doesn't matter. They're supportive, and they're friendly, and they're wonderful. And Natsume runs off to get a towel and isolates himself from them. How did I know any of this? Is this real? And he begins to doubt. And immediately, the yokai appear and worm their way into the cracks of his doubt. Open the door. I won't come in. I won't come in. You come outside, and I'll take you away from this place where these spooky yokai are lying to you. And this is precisely the guided missile straight at Natsume's heart that will make him doubt everything. What if they are yokai just lying to me? We don't necessarily know if this Natsume is old enough to have had that experience with the yokai who sat on the swing set with him and pretended to be a human but was in fact not. We don't know. But that doubt, that core of willingness to believe that other people do not have his interest in mind, that they might be lying to him because he's been lied to so many times before, that's powerful stuff. Again, it shows us who Natsume was, and as contrast, especially coming just a week after watching the end of the previous season, which was focused on friendship with yokai, friendship with humans, the power of his family, the love that he shares toward Toko and Shigeru for being there and being who they are. All of that contrasts so dramatically with this kid that he used to be. And it says a lot of things. For one thing, it says you, audience member, can change over time as dramatically as Natsume has changed. And you may not notice how much you've changed. But if you look back and you think of who you were once, you'll recognize that you are a different person now. Wow. Wow, what an episode. No, the cat just didn't want to get eaten himself. These spirits, these yokai, are an externalization of one's internal doubts, right? This is how abused people think, or can think. No, everybody's acting for themselves. No, any act of altruism directed toward me has an ulterior motive. Anyone who acts nice to me, Nyanko leaving me here with them is not an element of trust. It was him trying to get away so that he could save himself. Tanama and Taki aren't actually my friends. They're trying to kill me and eat me or hurt me in some way and deceive me. Does that make sense? Does that line up with their actions? No, it's not rational to have those doubts, but it's very human to have those doubts. So we externalize those as these yokai, spooky and scary and obviously evil. Dark shapes in the windows, the world twisting around him, awful, sinuous, sinister shadows in the window. But he still doubts enough to believe them. It still plays upon his greatest fears. It doesn't matter that it's not rational. It doesn't matter that these yokai are obviously spooky and evil. It matters that he could believe it because that kind of thing has been done to him before. It fits his, more than anything, it fits his understanding of how other people act toward him, right? This is how other families have acted toward me. This is how so-called families and friends have acted towards me. just deceiving me, just hurting me, just hating me, but letting me be there because they don't have another choice, acting like I'm an imposition. So of course he'll believe enough of this doubt. And so when Tanama comes over here, he looms, and Natsume sees him as terrifying, as somebody reaching out to grab him. And so he runs. He flees from his truest friends because he doesn't know that they're his truest friends. And what do? They work together. Taki, something's wrong. We need to help Natsume. Something's off. Let's go. And the action that they take is to chase him, which is maybe not the best thing. And he runs through all these spooky locations, masks and paintings and scary things that we understand why they're there. This is a temple. But to Natsume, they're terrifying. Gotcha. And he sees these fish. And I guess in this moment remembers. We don't say anything explicitly about this. He just sees the beautiful fish on that wall and remembers that something about this place is friendly to him, is okay. And they don't address it. They don't yell at him for trying to run away or indict him in any way for doing something foolish and trying to leave. Taki just goes, that was fun. We were playing a game. We were playing tag. And Tanama picks up on it immediately. And Natsume reveals the truth. There were monsters. They said that you were monsters. But he looks up at them and realizes how silly that must be. Hey, do you want some food? How about some gorgeous cupcakes? Also, side note, what the fuck is that purple cupcake and where do I get one? Because that is, I want it. I want to know what it tastes like. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know why it's in little bubbles, but I want to eat the entire thing. It looks like a gigantic blackberry, and I like berries, and I want that whole cupcake ow! I want it now. Actually, can I get cupcakes somewhere around me? No, I don't want to. Too much sugar. But I'm tempted. I'm tempted to order like DoorDash and find somewhere near me that makes cupcakes because goddamn, that sounds really good. I wonder if there's like an artisan cake maker nearby. I might buy some fucking cupcakes. Maybe this coming Saturday for D&D, I'll get some cupcakes for everybody or something like that. Oh, it's so cute. These Fujiwara people, are they nice? They don't hate me? They care about me and about Nyanko? Well, I can remember a lot of things about my real self, my current age. But if I remember those good things, I'll remember all the bad things too. Is it worth knowing all those things? To live in this fairy tale world? To have put so much of this pain behind me? To exist in a world where I have friends and family? Of course it's worth it. Of course it's worth it. And that's the decision that you have made every time as you've actually grown older and actually learned these things. So yes, it's worth it. Those scary and painful memories do not detract from the powerful, wonderful feelings that you currently are in the middle of. Oh, what an episode! Are you my friends? No hesitation. Of course. Bullshit. You're all playing a prank on me. That's impossible. You can't be my friends. I don't have friends. I have to think this way. Because otherwise I'll realize eventually, as I have so many times before, that you're all playing a trick on me, or are going to betray me, or are going to kick me out, because that's how people are. Ugh. Fuck. Shit. But it would be nice if it were true. Indeed, it would. So make the choices that lead to that. Urgh. What I remember? Maybe. Come back, regardless. So we have this conversation between them. Turn Natsume back. But why? Doesn't he want to be younger? No. People aren't that simple. That's not how it works. And this yokai just goes like, alright. Cool, my bad. I just did what I do. And unfortunately that fucked stuff up. It'll be gone. And we see Nyanko scuffed up, having run through forests and brambles and stuff, right? You'll pay me back double. It's transactional, right? That's how our relationship works. It's not friends. Are we friends?
友達なの?
違うぞ。ただの腐れ縁だ。
And he is more able to accept that by far. And I think Nyanko knows that, and I think that's why he said it. We're kinda just stuck together. Ah. That's much easier to believe than this insane idea that I would have friends. Oh my goodness gracious, what a freaking episode. I am stunned by how good this one was. If this is an indicator of what's to come for the rest of the season, whoo, baby, that's something. That is something. Past and present collide. The perspective of young Natsume, seeing older Natsume's life. Wow. It's like a reverse Christmas story. You know, like, going and seeing all the past and present and future all together in one. It's so beautiful. It hurts so much. Okay, I really, really, really like this first episode of Natsume Yuujinchou, Roku. A lot. This is awesome. It is a great way of reintroducing the series. It's also a great way of introducing elements and like shining a light on elements that we know are there, but haven't come to the fore completely. So sick. Such a smart idea for an opening episode. Really pretty OP, really pretty ED. Lovely episode. Well written, I think. Full of friendship and... I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And I'm going to wrap there. We've talked for this one episode for like an hour, so I'm going to wrap there. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Natsume Yuujinchou Roku episode 1. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week when we'll probably watch episodes 2 and 3. If you want the next week's reaction a little bit early, it'll be up on the Patreon, which you can find in the description. Otherwise, I'll see you next week for more. Peace.